Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. Hello beautiful people, how's it going? I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be watching one of my favorite movies of all time from my favorite series of all time, and we're going to be doing a very deep analysis of all of the reasons that J.K. Rowling is the greatest writer in all of history, and I said it very proudly. If you guys are new to my channel, hello, I react to things that I've never seen before. We did Lord of the Rings, we did Star Wars, we did The Hobbit, and now for this video series, we are going to be reacting to something that I hold so near and dear to my heart, but we're gonna try very hard not to cry. We're not gonna do that on the channel. We're not gonna cry for 3 hours straight every week. I can't do it. I've already been through enough. As you can see, my Harry Potter collection has been very extensive. It has been everything that I've invested my money on over the past, 11 years? 12 years? Well, 19 years if we're going to be completely honest. If you would like to, you can follow me on all my social medias. The links are in the description box below. You can see my entire Harry Potter journey and everything that has impacted my life since the day I was born, because I document everything on the internet. So anyways, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was released in 2001, directed by Christopher Columbus, and distributed through Warner Brothers, so let's hope this video doesn't get copyright striked. I really pray it doesn't. But I've been waiting to do this for a very long time. I've been waiting to watch these movies. They mean the world to me, and I really wanted to give all of the reasons as to why I love them in the form of reaction videos, because I think you guys deserve that. So let's get right into it. This is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Here we go. Here we go. It's time for that music, the na-na-na-na-na. It's so exciting. Listen to it. Listen to this orchestra. Wow. That's that Deluminator power. You know things are about to go down when a Deluminator comes into play. You know it.
Hagrid is bringing him.
Of course Hagrid's bringing him. King.
Try not to wake him.
See, he cares so much about the boy, and the boy doesn't even know who he is.
This boy will be famous. There won't be a child in our world who doesn't know his name.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He's far better off growing up away from all of that.
Listen to the music. Listen to it.
Good luck, Harry Potter.
It's times like these that I really do think J.K. Rowling can tell the future. The line where McGonagall says that there won't be a single person in the world who doesn't know his name. It just really goes to show the effect that this book series had on millions of children who wanted escapism, who wanted to delve into the world, who wanted to go to Hogwarts, who wanted to learn magic and find that power within themselves. Joe said a million times that Harry Potter is about finding the power in yourself. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I really wanted to make sure I don't cry. Okay, you know what? We're gonna get a rule. I can cry once in each movie. Let's see how that goes.
Sorry about that.
We love Hagrid. We really do. We love Hagrid in this house.
You're a bit more along than I would have expected, particularly round the middle.
Bro, that's not...
I'm not Harry.
Yeah.
I am.
King.
Well,
Part
of
2.
course you are. Faked it myself, words and all.
I think it's unbelievably beautiful that Hagrid got Harry a cake. I know that this seems like I'm really going into it, but that's because these videos are in-depth videos. Harry has never had a birthday cake in his 11 years of age. He's never had someone care about him enough to give him that kind of support, and even though the cake doesn't look appealing and it's spelt wrong, that form of love that was given to him from Hagrid automatically allows him to trust him. It allows Harry to trust Hagrid, and that's why Hagrid is such a lovable character, which is why I was surprised that Albus didn't get named after Hagrid, but you know, that's for a later video. I just think it's really beautiful. That's Harry's first view of a person performing magic. It's beautiful. It's... wow, he must be astonished.
Of course you'll know all about Hogwarts.
Sorry, not.
T.
No?
No?
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
A wizard. And a thumping good a night wager. Once you trade.
I mean, I'm just Harry. Just Harry.
Harry was raised to believe that by no means is he capable of greatness because of these horrible, horrible people. I don't want to swear. I don't want to swear in these videos. These horrible people.
My perfect sister being who she was. Oh, my mother and father were so proud the day she got her letter.
Freak.
I was the only one to see her for what she was.
Unreal.
A freak.
I really think it's interesting that Petunia's jealousy was so big that she put that hate into her treatment to Harry. I think it's very interesting, and it just goes to show you that jealousy can go a long way. And she felt lesser to her sister because Petunia is a muggle. Petunia can't do magic. I think it's very, very interesting for Joe to show that. In the 7th movie, it was a deleted scene, but it was in the book. It's very important for Petunia's character development, where she says, "You not only lost a mother that night in Godric's Hollow, I lost a sister." She is in pain. It doesn't excuse her actions. Child abuse is not something that I condone or support whatsoever. But this is beauty in the highest form. It's good writing.
You told me my parents died in a car crash.
Car crash?
Your defense against the dark arts teacher at Hogwarts.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Not that you need it, eh? Potter.
Really, one of J.K. Rowling's best abilities in writing is foreshadowing. We met Voldemort, or Voldemort in the back of Quirrell's head Voldemort, in the first 20 minutes of the movie, or maybe 30, I'm not sure. This just goes to show you that she sets the scene for all that's going to happen. We're going to get into foreshadowing a lot later when we talk more about Quirrell and how that gets into it. But great writing, excellent writing, and it's what these fantasy novels sometimes lack. J.K. Rowling can build a story and then give you a twist that fits exactly into it, that works. So when you're surprised, you're like, oh wow, I should have seen that coming because it was right in front of my eyes. Great writing. That's an excellent shot. You just see Ollivander in the corridor and it's dimly lit. It's like there's a mystery, which there is a mystery. And listen to that music, it's killer. I feel so proud. I feel so proud of baby Harry.
It so happens that the phoenix, whose tail feather resides in your wand, one other. It is curious that you should be destined for this one.
Gave you that
that
scar. Okay.
The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. We can expect great things from you.
Harry's wand and Voldemort's wand are twins. They are formed from the same feather. It's interesting because they can't fatally wound one another. They can't harm each other because the wands are twins. And that is because, foreshadowing, a part of Voldemort's soul lives inside Harry. What is just unbelievable. You were the Horcrux he never meant to make. That's one of my favorite Dumbledore lines. But then again, there are so many Dumbledore lines.
Happy birthday!
God. Once again, Hagrid comes in clutch with giving Harry his first item. Not even an item, a living creature that is his owl. It's his birthday present. You almost saw in the beginning of the movie that Dudley got so many gifts, so many, and Harry doesn't get a single one on his birthday. Harry has to carve a cake into the ground to make himself feel special because nobody else was doing it for him. I can't believe Hagrid got robbed of a name to one of Harry's kids. I just can't believe it. I think, okay, look, with all of Jo's amazing writing, I think that was one mistake that she messed up. Maybe it's because Hagrid was still alive, so Harry was honoring the dead people who did him well. But then again, Snape, I don't know.
Is walk straight up the wall between platforms 9 and 10. Good luck.
I understand that the films didn't do it too well, but this is absolute gorgeousness in film. I really enjoyed the relationship between Harry and Ginny. Even in the movies, I understand that they weren't done well. There wasn't a lot of development between it, but they did leave breadcrumbs here and there, and this is one of my favorites. Ginny idolizes Harry, and it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. And while the movies didn't do such a great job, I do want to commend them where credit is due.
Anything off the trolley, dears?
No thanks.
Oh,
I'm all
nice.
set. We'll take the lot.
Oh, what a beauty. He is so great.
Whoa.
Harry is so generous. I really wanted to take a minute to talk about Ron. In the book, Ron offered Harry half of his sandwich, and I really think it's important to Ron's character development that was shown. Unfortunately, it wasn't. That sandwich was all Ron had for the hours-long journey to Hogwarts, and he offered half of it to Harry, even though Harry was a boy he just met. Ron is a very selfless character, and it's heartwarming to see a boy from a poor family really offer everything to Harry, and that's actually why Harry wanted to take the whole lot, so he could treat Ron and give him back what Ron was offering to give him.
Has anyone seen a toad? A boy named Neville's lost one.
I was in love with her.
Oh.
Fully.
You do magic.
Let's see then.
Are you sure that's a real spell? Well, it's not very good, is it? Oculus Reparo.
And you are?
Ron Weasley. Pleasure.
Yeah, it is.
You've got dirt on your nose, by the way. Did you know?
Nothing makes me more angry than people who ship Harry with Hermione. I'm sorry, I can't. I really don't want to get into Stan Twitter, but guys, Ron and Hermione are meant for each other. Really. But I did want to say this as an introduction to Hermione is absolutely perfect. You get to see that she genuinely cares about her education, which is one of the main aspects of her personality. She is a girl who is so forward-thinking, and she is smarter than Harry and Ron, and they couldn't have made it without her. And I'll stand by that till the day I die.
Harry Potter has come to Hogwarts.
What an understatement.
Think my name was funny, do you? No need to ask you yours. Red hair and a hand-me-down robe. You must be a Weasley.
One of my favorite aspects of the Harry Potter books and movies is their inclusion of racism. The Malfoys and the purebloods think it's okay to discriminate against people because of their wealth, because of their blood purity, and I think it's sick and I think it's disgusting. Here we go. Listen to this.
I can help you there.
Listen to it.
I think I can tell the wrong sort for myself, thanks.
Wow. Nice. But I did want to point out that Malfoy is a product of his parents' raising. It's disgusting. People aren't born racist. People aren't born horrible. It's the society that they surround themselves with. I will always believe that Malfoy was the boy who had no choice. I feel bad for him. I don't condone his actions, but I do feel bad for him so much in this entire series. I think a lot of people give him a lot of flack. A lot of it. He does deserve it, but they do need to see the other side. This is foreshadowing. Harry's scar feels pain, but it's actually the back of Quirrell's head. It's amazing.
Who's that teacher talking to Professor Quirrell?
Oh, that's Professor Snape, head of Slytherin House. It's the dark arts he fancies.
He fancies the dark arts. One of my absolute favorite characters of the Harry Potter series. We're going to get into all of that later, but I'm not saying he's completely justified, but he is such a plot device, and I mean that in the best way possible. The entire mystery, all of that payoff, to give us an amazing conclusion in the Deathly Hallows and in the movie, The Deathly Hallows Part 2. Excellence. Cinematic excellence. Thought you ought to know. Let's hear it.
Thought you ought to know.
Nice.
It is. It's my fault, Professor McGonagall. I went looking for the troll. I read about them and thought I could handle it.
I really need you guys to understand that I really thought I was in love with her. In fact, you know what? I still might be. And then once again, a red herring to see Snape with that mark.
Not many first-year students could take on a fully grown mountain troll and live to tell the tale.
Well done, Harry. Nice. Look at
Sheer dumb luck.
Look at Hermione's smile. There is serious significance in Hermione being happy for Ron and Harry taking the accomplishment and taking the credit. She doesn't fear competition, no matter how much she values her education. She is a model to all young girls and guys. Hermione is by far my favorite Harry Potter character. She's a star. And Emma Watson, she is something. This was a clear example of things hiding in plain sight. Why would Snape be confronting Quirrell? It's genius. And Alan Rickman, a hero. I miss him every day of my life. I swear to God, I miss him every day of my life.
In the restricted section.
It's still hot. The Mirror of Erised has always been one of my favorite objects in the Harry Potter universe. I'm really upset I don't own anything Mirror of Erised related. His absolute deepest desire is not to take out Voldemort, is to get his parents back. Because he's never had any. And he was a baby, you know, so he didn't even have enough time to connect with them or form any kind of relationship. And then that realization that they're not really there, it just sucks.
The happiest man on earth would look into the mirror and see only himself, exactly as he is. It shows us nothing more or less than the deepest and most desperate desires of our hearts.
Here we go, favorite line from this movie.
It does not do to dwell on dreams, Harry, and forget to live.
It's crazy how in a movie about magic, in a book about magic that is meant to transform you, Joe still reminds you that this is a fictional world. As much as you want to hide in it, you are going to have to face reality. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. I really cannot begin to describe the beauty of that quote. I have Dumbledore's quotes plastered all around my room. Unbelievable beauty. The magic that these films have in my heart is just...
Nicholas Flamel is the only known maker of the Philosopher's Stone.
Don't you two read?
It can transform any metal.
Listen to the
into pure
music,
gold
the
and produce the elixir of life.
it's haunting, it's haunting. As a kid, that used to terrify me.
You'll never die. That's what Fluffy's guarding on the third floor. That's what's under the trapdoor.
Once again, the introduction of the Philosopher's Stone just goes to show the audience how far Voldemort is willing to go to come back to life, even though he already has all of the Horcruxes. It's disgusting. You would be willing to have a half-life, not only by drinking unicorn blood, but by using the stone. It's selfish, and the metaphor at the end, which we will get to with the actual stone, is unbelievable.
3 young Gryffindors, such as yourselves.
I've decided I'm including this scene just to honor Alan Rickman's performance. Let's take a look.
People will think you're up to something.
Alan Rickman, what a star.
Neither should you.
You're sneaking out again, aren't you? I won't let you.
He's the biggest king. Out of all the kings,
Neville, I'm really sorry about this.
it pains me to know that Neville was supposed to be the chosen one. It's not that he was supposed to be, but he could have been. His parents were brutally tortured by Bellatrix and were bedridden to a mental asylum. And seeing this act of bravery from a person who has never had to face it, has never had to do any of this, and now has to stand up against his friends. Dumbledore was right for giving him the points in the end, but we'll get to that later. But God, well done, Neville. I really think Neville gets overlooked by the general public, and if you're a person from the general public who is watching this along with me, please appreciate Neville Longbottom. What a star.
Once I make my move, the Queen will take me.
King.
He's going to sacrifice himself. No, you can't! It's you that has to go on. I know it. Not me, not Hermione, you.
Beauty.
I have to go on.
You'll be okay, Harry.
Listen to the music.
You really are. Me, books, cleverness, and more important things. Friendship and bravery. And Harry, just be careful.
I also think it's great that Hermione knows that knowledge is power, but it's not everything. Some people live life through genuine kindness, and they go very far. Without it, you are not going to go places. Harry's bravery and friendship and love that he feels, regardless of all of the crap that he has had to deal with his entire life. This book series is something that hopefully one day I will be able to show my kids. I hope so, because I would love from them to learn so much from Harry, Ron, and Hermione, each of them. Beautiful characters, beautifully written characters. Hats off to you, Joe. Really. And here we go. All the red herrings and foreshadowings have led to this. Cinematic excellence. Literature excellence.
No, it can't be.
All for this moment.
Who would suspect? Poor, stuttering Professor Quirrell. I tried to kill you.
Yikes,
And
man.
trust me, if Snape's cloak hadn't caught fire and broken my eye contact,
I would have succeeded.
Snape was trying to save me.
I knew you were a danger to me right from the off.
When a person finishes watching Deathly Hallows Part 2, or reading the Deathly Hallows book, the stupidity that they feel from not seeing Snape's entire reveal coming is out of this world. Because I felt stupid. When I was 9 years old reading Deathly Hallows, I felt really stupid. You literally hear that Snape was muttering a counter curse to save Harry, to protect Harry, and he was the one protecting the stone this entire time. He was working with Dumbledore from the very beginning. Unbelievable.
You barely left me alone. What does this mirror do? I see myself holding the stone. Use the boy.
Ooh, hearing,
Potter! Now!
hearing Voldemort for the first time, Harry hearing Voldemort for the first time, and then getting an order like that from Quirrell, who is horrifying at the moment. This terrified me as a child. In fact, this entire sequence, And then there's that moment of horror, where Harry understands that the mirror doesn't give you anything real. But wait for it. He touches his pocket and sees the stone, and he's confused, like how?
What is it? What do you see?
Listen to his scream.
Tell the truth! What do you see?
Horrifying. Horror. Absolute horror. Listen to the music, the tension it adds. This was my biggest nightmare as a kid. See what I must do to survive. Live of another. Be a parasite. I was so into this. They can't give me a body of my own. I was so into this. Something that conveniently enough lies in your pocket. This should have been rated R. This is a horror movie.
Would you like to see your mother and father again? Together. We can bring them back. There is no good and evil.
Horrible.
There is only power.
For the characterization of Voldemort, this line is really essential, because it goes to show you his mentality and the way he thinks. It's sick. It's sick and disgusting. But he says, there is no good and evil, only power, and those too weak to seek it. Voldemort didn't care about who he hurt, the 7 people that he had to murder to create his Horcruxes, Lily and James, everything that he did. He was doing it to gain power, to be immortal. This is the definition of a true villain. And his mindset is explored amazingly in the books and in the movies. And I think in this moment, Harry realizes that his parents are dead and no magic will ever get them back. When a person dies in the Wizarding world, they die. They do not come back. Not like you see in all of those other fantasy movies where they resurrect a character. It doesn't work like that. J.K. Rowling's mom died while she was writing Philosopher'S Stone, and it changed the course of the entire series for her. And it's because Jo knew that when a person dies, you can never get them back. And that wasn't something that she wanted to teach little kids who she knew would read this novel. It's an act of morality from J.K. Rowling. I don't want to seem like I'm just giving her all the praises. It's not like these stories are absolutely perfect, but they're damn near close to. Quirrell couldn't even touch him. Amazing.
Ron was here. Is he alright? What about Hermione?
He cares so much.
Just fine.
He cares so much, even after everything he's
What
gone
happened to
through.
the stone?
Will die.
It's time for my favorite scene in the entire movie.
Stone, sir.
Only a person who wanted to find the stone but not use it would be able to get it. That is one of my more brilliant ideas.
It's a brilliant idea, Dumbledore.
Do you know why Professor Quirrell couldn't bear to have you touch him? It was because of your mother. She sacrificed herself for you, and that kind of act leaves a mark. Oh no, this kind of mark cannot be seen. It lives in your very skin. Love, Harry. Love.
Obviously, people watching this already know this information. Another one of my favorite themes in the Harry Potter movies is a mother's love for her child. With all of the magic in the world, Voldemort couldn't touch Harry. He couldn't touch Harry. The curse rebounded because Lily sacrificed herself to protect her child. We see that again with Narcissa and Draco in the future. We see it many times. Harry wasn't saved by a mother's love just once, Molly included. There is beauty in writing a story where people fly. People can make things appear out of nowhere. They can turn animals into glasses. And with all of that, nothing beats a mother's love. I don't know where Jo got the idea, but I'm glad she put it in it. And it kills me every time.
Well done, Slytherin, however.
Oh god, here we go.
To Miss Hermione Granger.
Queen.
Cool use of intellect.
Queen. That's Queen.
To Mr. Ronald Weasley. For the best played game of chess that Hogwarts has seen these many. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to your enemies. But a great deal more to stand up to your friends.
Yeah.
10 points to Neville Longbottom.
I mean, I'm a Slytherin, you know, I'm a Slytherin. My Slytherin robes are right there. I really wanted to take a minute to talk about all of this. All of this. Neville. He was in such disbelief that Dumbledore publicly gave him points for doing what he did. It takes a great deal to stand up to your enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to your friends. And that is something that I can relate to even today. To this day. People I deal with, my friends, my family, my loved ones. It's harder to stand up for yourself against people who love you, people who sometimes criticize you, than it is to stand up to your enemies. Because you don't care about your enemies. You care about yourself. You care about the ones who love you. So when you have to confront someone you love, it takes a lot. And Dumbledore saw that bravery in Neville.
Feels strange to be going home. I'm not going home. Not really.
It's time for that music. I swear this kills me every time. This movie in particular really defined my childhood. It defined everything. It defined my character growth. I learned a lot from these movies and the books. This was the first movie I saw. This was my exposure to Harry Potter, and it was everything I ever wanted it to be. I had not read the book before I watched this movie. I watched this movie, and then I watched Chamber of Secrets, and then Prisoner of Azkaban, and then I read every Harry Potter book until 2007 when The Deathly Hallows came out, and then that happened. Guys, there is beauty in the novels that we read as kids, in the movies that we watch as kids. Nothing has ever come close to my love for Harry Potter. The new movies I watch, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, they impacted me so much, but they don't come close to home. This is what feels like home to me. And these movies give me a feeling of love every time I'm feeling upset or want to cry. I cry to this because it feels much better to cry over a fantasy world than to cry over my real world problems, because believe me, we have enough of those already. I have a lot to say, but I'm pretty sure I tried very hard to sum it all up in here. But Christopher Columbus is a great director. I do feel that David Yates did a much better job with the darker movies near the end. Obviously, we'll never know, but I'm glad the course of the Harry Potter series worked the way it did, especially the movies. Hats off to Joe Rowling for writing the greatest fantasy series of all time. And I say that proudly, and I say that with a huge smile on my face. So that was my video on Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. If you guys want to, you can look at over 100 Harry Potter videos that I've done on this channel. Before my reaction videos, I talked a lot about it. This series has impacted my life heavily. So thank you guys for watching, and next week we'll be doing the Chamber of Secrets. So stick around, and I hope you subscribe, because we're having a lot of fun here. We're also shedding a lot of tears, but it's for good fun. Bye, guys.